Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Blaze Black 2. Last time we explored the Dream Yard, and we captured the legendary Pokemon Jirachi and Deoxys. This time, we are going to be heading into Wellspring Cave now that we have spoken to the Ace Trainer the Veteran at the Giant Chasm. First things first, there is one Pokemon I want to catch in this area, and I'd like to get it immediately because I'd like to just be able to throw up a repel after this, so we're just going to jump right into looking for a Pokemon. And there it is, second encounter, very nice. Here we have Swoobat. This is the evolved form of Woobat, and personally it's interesting to me mainly because, for some reason, this Pokemon is listed to appear in the Relic Passage in the documentation that ships with this hack. I've looked into the data, it's not there. This is the earliest it can just be captured in the wild like this. Really annoying, and I'm really glad I decided to peek into the data, otherwise I would have been there for hours looking for the blasted thing. It shakes its tail vigorously when it emits ultrasonic waves, strong enough to reduce concrete to rubble. I feel like that's a little bit of an exaggeration, and I just noticed this thing's only 23 pounds. That is incredibly light. Anyway, repel time. Alrighty, the repel has been applied, which means we have free reign to explore this area. And I'll be honest, this area isn't really all that big. I think there's probably about, 5 trainers in this area. Really not many. But the main reason I waited to explore this area until now is, of course, because there is a legendary Pokemon at the bottom. It's kind of interesting how they decided to stick a legendary Pokemon down here for this hack, because in the original Black and White there was an area right near Opelucid City called Challenger's Cave, and multiple NPCs make reference to a legendary Pokemon making its home in that cave, and there just isn't one, period. No game has a legendary Pokemon at the bottom of that cave, and it's very bizarre, so I'd like to think that this is sort of penance for that by the hack creator, because it seemed really random to have a cave there that got all hyped up, but there was nothing there. And in fact, there was so much nothing there that for no reason at all, seemingly, they just removed the area entirely in Black 2 and White 2, which is really bizarre, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Although for whatever reason they did leave this cave here, although I'd argue that this cave has almost less significance. Although, to be fair, I think this cave actually housed a confrontation with Team Plasma in the original Black and White, if I'm not mistaken. Team Plasma appeared all freaking over the place in the original Black and White. It was kind of crazy. Like, they were all over. Every single town, it was just, oh, Team Plasma. Anyway, almost to level 92. Unfortunately, we don't quite get there. Alright, I'm going to send out Mandibuzz to take out this Swoobat, because I failed to mention when we just caught one that it is part Psychic type, as you might be able to imagine. Now, funny story, there are a lot of Pokemon where I feel like when you look at them, they really don't look like the type they actually are. And I tried to prove this point the other day by showing my father a picture of Solgaleo, and telling him, alright, guess what type this is? And without even providing a list of types, he guessed Steel type, which is actually correct, which I found righteously funny. I couldn't believe he got that right of all things. Most people would just guess Fire immediately, but he didn't, which I found really, really funny, to be honest. Anyway, let's head right on down here, and there's a lot of ledges in this area, which kind of bothers me a little bit, because it can be a little hard to navigate. One thing I'm not sure of, but I think might actually be a thing, is we might need Flash for the basement. I'll be honest, I don't actually remember if we need Flash for the basement. Hopefully we don't, because I really don't want to teach anybody Flash to get through an area this trivial. Because there's just this upper floor, and then there is a lower floor which is only slightly bigger than this, and that's it. That's the entire dungeon. It kind of reminds me of the Oreburgh Gate in Sinnoh in that regard, because you visit it once very early in the story, at least for the original Black and White, and you only explore a slight, tiny little bit of it. But if you come back later, it's completely optional. You can explore even more of the area, which I find to be really neat, and I wish they would do that more often. I feel like Kalos really didn't do that. I don't remember a single dungeon in Kalos where going back to it after passing through it the first time yielded significantly more territory to explore, which is really unfortunate because that's one thing I really liked about Unova and, to I guess a little lesser extent, Sinnoh, is that you could go back to old areas with new abilities and discover like quite a bit of new stuff. Anyway, this Psychic is going to get this guy down to 1 HP guaranteed because of the Expert Belt. Alrighty. Now it's kind of crazy, I've been looking ahead and planning the remainder of the LP, and assuming nothing major changes, as of this episode there are less than 20 videos remaining in the series, which is crazy. And I'll be honest, considering how long this LP has been going on for, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my life afterwards. I'm kind of debating. It's looking like this LP is going to wrap up right at the end of July, which will leave the entirety of the August month with me still on summer vacation. I'm not sure, but I might, keyword might, move Okami to 7 days a week when that happens. Oh god, we do need Flash. Alright, game. Bye, cave. God, this feels dirty. I got rid of Toxic on Magnezone because I'll be honest, I don't use Toxic all that much. I just had it on there for coverage. But it still hurts scrapping anything for Flash of all things. Flash is just garbage. Although, to be perfectly honest, it's probably okay, at least for the time being, because we're going to be mainly catching Pokemon from here on, well, not from here on out, but there's going to be a large portion of just catching and not really battling going forward, and anyone we are going to fight, like this, I really don't think we're going to need Toxic to beat them, to be perfectly honest, because, as you can see, their levels are only right around 80, and we outlevel them quite significantly, so I don't think that'll be a major concern going forth. Okay, good. This one doesn't have Sturdy. I know some socks ship with Sturdy, but it looks like that one didn't, which is very nice. Anyway, I'm going to switch into Victini just for the type advantage. Alrighty. And yeah, I was right last episode when we encountered Zoroark. I'm pretty sure we'd never seen one in battle prior to that point, so it did add a new scene entry to our Pokedex, which is pretty funny how right when I started talking about how there were pretty much only legendaries left to see, we do in fact see something new. And it's kind of funny because there's an area later in the game that we are going to be visiting that requires you to see every Pokemon in the Unova Pokedex, and Zoroark is one of them. And if we had not fought that trainer, we would have been sort of stuck, which would have been a little interesting. I would have had to go and evolve that Zorua we got way back in Driftvale City. Alright, what's across this pond here? I'm really not sure, to be honest. It looks like nothing. Oh wait, no, there is a Max Revive. Nice, that'll replace the one that I wasted a couple videos ago. I think it was episode 128, where I wasted a revive, a Max Revive. Ay, another trainer. Alright, we'll just have to roll with the punches. Now, it is worth noting, since the LP is wrapping up in July, there is some stuff that appears in the winter in Osiris City and Twist Mountain that I don't think I'm going to be able to actually show it in the LP. If I can peek into the data and find listings for like the 2 trainers we're not going to fight, I'll probably put them in a later video. But honestly, it really doesn't matter all that much because by that point we're going to have nearly every Pokemon, so really not that big of a deal that we're missing out on it, I don't think. Plus there's other stuff in the game I'm just not going to be talking about because, to be honest, it's a pain in the butt. Like, for example, I'm not going to be going over the entirety of Join Avenue because it was completely unchanged in this hack and it takes 5 ever to completely go over. So in that case, I'll probably just link the Cerebi page in the description if anyone's really, really curious about it. But honestly, I feel like a lot of people just don't make use of Join Avenue unless they're really, really into the game. I think my rambling's making sense. I don't know, actually. And please stop spamming these delay of game moves. We've had endure spammers, now we got detect spammers. Can we please just stop this? Okay, good, it failed. Oy. Alright, just that little bit of extra damage and it finally goes down. And what's up last? Hopefully it is a fighting type. It is a fighting type, alright. So I think we are just going to Brave Bird this thing into oblivion, so that we may move onwards in this, honestly, really small and kinda dungeon. It's the fact that we have to use Flash. I'm really not a fan of having to use Flash. Oh well. Alright, right around here there is a star piece, which is nice. Alright, that's not picking up anything right here, is it? No, it is not. What is it picking up? It is picking up Carbos, which is probably useless to me again because all of my Pokemon probably have full stats at this point. Alright, we can go 2 ways. I think I want to go this way to fight... Oh boy, a veteran. This is gonna be fun. Please don't have 6 Pokemon. Please don't have 6 Pokemon. Oh, blast it all. He has 6 Pokemon. Oh, come on. Oh, right, and Magnezone is down, which is the one thing that would definitely be able to one-shot this Gyarados. Oh well. We're just gonna spam Brave Bird and see what we can get done here. Wow, that did not do nearly as much as I expected, and of course it has Stone Edge. In case you guys couldn't tell, I really, really don't like fighting veterans or ace trainers just because they tend to have 8 bajillion Pokemon and they take forever to fight. And other Pokemon usually tend to be really good, which is even more annoying because they take forever to fight. Alright, so Mandibuzz is down, so I think we'll switch into Garchomp just because I want to clean this guy up. And what better way to clean some guy up than to outlevel him by 21? And of course it's a Garchomp, so that's just a plus in anyone's book. Alright, Draudigon coming out next. I'm just gonna stay in. And it's weird, Draudigon's cry, I think I might have mentioned this before, but it feels like it sounds like Abomasnow. Like, very, very similar, and I don't know why. It seems very odd. Alright, Rough Skin is going to hit us for almost 50 HP, which is kind of crazy. Alright, Gigalith is next, and we are also packing this thing's weakness, which is awesome, although it's going to have Sturdy, which sucks, but we gotta have to deal with it. Slowly but surely, it counts down, and up, yep, there it is. Alright, Stone Edge shouldn't do that much to me, which is good. Yeah, alright. Just gonna use another Earthquake, doesn't really matter. I really don't want to take too much damage against this guy because we are going to be fighting something pretty powerful at the bottom of this dungeon. Assuming the game doesn't glitch out, and I really, really hope it doesn't. We haven't had any sort of glitch happen where a legendary just doesn't appear. And I really, really hope that doesn't ever happen, because that would really, really suck. Alright, down goes Excadrill. Up next is Snorlax. I am going to switch into Lucario. Now, is this his second to last Pokemon? I think it is. Yep, it is. Alright, Aura Sphere should one-shot it. I'm pretty sure Snorlax has higher physical defense than special defense. Come on, all the way down to... Oh, wow, it actually took that. I'm legitimately surprised that a Snorlax was able to take an Aura Sphere from a Lucario that outlevels it by 18. Like, seriously, that's crazy. Soon to be 19, because this should put us over the threshold. Yep, level 98. Very good. And last up is Crobat, so I think we're going to bring in Victini to finish this one off, and I'm really hoping it's not packing a Focus Sash, because at this point, considering how high leveled we are, that's basically just delaying the inevitable. Alright, can we get a one-shot? Yes. Awesome. And with that, level 93 on Victini. We're getting quite a few levels down here. I'm appreciating this quite a bit. Okay. And of course we have a black belt right here for good measure, because why not? Okay, now if this guy's packing 6 Pokemon, I'll be very surprised. Alright, 3. 3 is a very, very much more manageable number. Alrighty. I apologize if it seems like I'm struggling for things to talk about, but I kind of am, and that's probably mainly because we're in that weird null period right before a lot of news drops, and usually I take the time in the episode to talk about all this news. But I'd really just like to record a little bit ahead, just to have a bit of a buffer, just because a few episodes right at the end of the series are going to take forever to make. In fact, there's a video that's going to be coming out right at the end that I'm already working on and isn't going to be out for another month and a half, and it's going to take quite a while to put together. And of course, by saying that on video, I just committed to actually doing it, but ah well. I'll see if we can get it done. It's going to be pretty ambitious, but I think it'll be probably a very popular video on the channel, just because of the information it's going to contain, but we're not going to talk about that quite yet because it's a bit of a secret. Alrighty, last up is Machamp. Can we champion right through this with another Earthquake? I hope we can. Wow, it actually survived that. I am impressed. But yeah, literally, I'm recording this on June 10th, and most likely within the next 48 hours we are going to get Korokoro leaks, followed immediately by Sony and Microsoft press conferences at E3, followed immediately by Nintendo Treehouse. So these next few days are going to be pretty bonkers, and I feel like that's the way we're quote-unquote supposed to go, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit, see if there's anything that I missed. Indeed there is. A Covenant Ore, which is an item that I no longer need because I've done every evolution that requires it. Feels really, really good to say that. That evolving episode, episode 116, that one was really fun to put together just because it was 30 captures in one episode, and that's probably a record. Duskstone, not needed for the same reason. Aha, you see that right there? That's pretty important. And is there another item right under it? Oh wow, there is. Another Max Revive. I am impressed. And right over here, it looks like we've got a little more stuff. I think we are done with trainers here, though, which is nice. Ultra Ball, definitely going to be useful in this area. And I'd just like to surf right down to the end of this river to make sure I'm not missing anything important. Wow, there's actually a bit of a nook right over here. Does this just wrap around? Yeah, it just wraps around. Alright. But anyway, the major elephant in the room is the fact that there is a legendary right up over this way, and that is the main reason I waited to do this until now, because you have to talk to the veteran in the giant chasm for this thing to appear. So, I'm going to heal up the team and save, and then we are going to take it on. Alrighty, the game is now saved. So, I now present to you Mewtwo. Yep. Really quite fitting. This area does remind me quite significantly, actually, of the unknown dungeon in the Kanto region, which I think is a really neat little detail. Anyway, we're going to open up with a quick ball just to see if we can clinch it. It's level 75, and it's, you know, freaking Mewtwo, so I doubt we're going to get lucky. No, indeed we do not. One thing I'm unsure of is how much of a beating this thing can possibly take. I'm pretty confident it can take at least one Thunderbolt, so we're going to try and see if we can get the Paralyze off on this thing. Because Paralyze adds at least a small multiplier to the capture formula. Alright, we didn't get the Paralyze, but it's actually pretty low on health, so thank God we can use the Dusk Balls, because the previous few episodes, Pokemon have not been in caves, so let's see if we can catch it with 31 of these things. Yes! That was like the third ball, seriously, holy crap. How long has it been since we got a critical capture on a legendary? Like, seriously, I don't remember if it's actually ever happened before. Oh man. A Pokemon created by recombining Mew's genes. It's said to have the most savage heart among Pokemon. Like, seriously, there's a clock at the bottom of the screen. That was literally like 2 minutes. Man, I'm excited. And also, we just hit box 19, which is awesome. But anyway, now that we have done that, that is everything I wanted to do in this area, so believe it or not, I would like to head next to Lostlorn Forest, so I will meet you guys right over there. Oh god, I forgot about this Easter egg. On evenings, well, at nighttime I think it is, in the summer, Striaton City gets invaded by, of all things, Stunfisk. Pretty sure that's an anime reference, but man, that's hilarious. Alrighty, we are back again in the Lostlorn Forest. I can't believe we're back here already, but you might recall that Mewtwo's Pokédex entry mentioned a Pokemon called Mew. And after you have spoken to the veteran in the Giant Chasm, Mew will indeed be here. All the way at the top of this waterfall in the Lostlorn Forest. Yeah, kinda crazy. It's only level 65 instead of 75 like Mewtwo, so it's not going to be as difficult to catch, I don't think. Let's hope we can get a quick ball on it right here. No, doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Now, unfortunately, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to easily weaken this thing. I don't feel confident hitting it with any of these moves, but I'm going to try Flash Cannon because it is going to, I think, resist it. Oh wow, it doesn't resist it. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, good. Whew, alright. So it managed to survive, which is very nice. And I gotta say, I really, really like Mew's design. I don't know what it is, I just really, really like just looking at this Pokemon. It's really simple, and oh my god, are we really gonna get 2 for 2? No! Oh, that's tragic. Oh, blast it all. But yeah, I just really like Mew's design. It's really simple, and it's just darned cute, dang it. Anyway, let's catch it. Seriously, that was like, there was no cut there. Man, we are getting so lucky. This episode, my recording is only just over a half hour right now. Because it can use all kinds of moves, many scientists believe Mew to be the ancestor of Pokemon. Very interesting little bit of lore right there. But yeah, now that we have done that, I think just to round things out, I want to head back into Pinwheel Forest to that little grotto that we saw when we were there the first time that had nothing in it. So I will meet you guys right over there. So in the hidden grotto in the Lostlorn Forest, there is a Leavanny right here, which is surprising to me because we actually don't have this Pokemon yet, and I was not counting on encountering it because, It's actually a very rare encounter, and I was expecting to have to evolve to catch this thing. That's very lucky. The only reason I stopped in here is because there are other Pokemon we need in this grotto that are more common than this one. And I was trying to see if we could get lucky and encounter one of the Pokemon we needed, so yeah, really lucky. Now, I know it really doesn't mean much considering our luck, but I feel like it's worth pointing out that that took more Pokeballs than Mewtwo and Mew combined. Upon finding a small Pokemon, it weaves clothing for it from leaves by using the sticky silk secreted from its mouth. I was not expecting to catch this thing in today's episode, so yeah, that's really awesome. Alrighty, here we are in the... Uh-oh. So, this is awkward. I went to the Pinwheel Forest to Rumination Field, which we saw a few episodes ago, and the legendary Pokemon that I would like to catch isn't there, even though it's supposed to be. So, yeah, that's a problem. Celebi is the Pokemon that was supposed to spawn there, but for whatever reason it has not, and I went back to the Giant Chasm to see if I needed to talk to the veteran again, and he's not there either, which is bad. So there is one interesting thing about Celebi, and I think it only happens in Blaze Black 2. Due to a programming error on the part of the hack creator, it can be found in the hidden grotto at the Flockacy Ranch, albeit very rarely. So, if I don't find a solution for this problem, that might be what we will have to do. But if that is indeed the case, I'm going to save it until a later time when we are going to catch all the Pokemon that we need to catch in hidden grottos. But if anyone has a solution to this, please, please, please let me know down in the comments, because from the rudimentary amount of Googling I have done between the last cut and this one, I have found nothing that would serve to help me, which is bad. So yeah, that makes things a little bit awkward going forward, especially if that happens with another legendary Pokemon, because Celebi is the only one where you can have a glitched encounter with it somewhere else in the game. So yeah, that's where we stand right now. So, this past episode of Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we explored the Wellspring Cave, and we caught Mewtwo and Mew, along with a couple other Pokemon. And next time on Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we are going to be heading south, dealing with some of the very last routes that we will ever be exploring on our adventure through the Unova region. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time!